Knowledge is power.
And you know I got that power for my people.
Buy silver. Silver, you must buy silver immediately.
It's the silver bag money grab. Funny money going bad. Fiat money growing fast. Better grab your silver bag.
Welcome back to the Power4MyPpl YouTube channel. I'm your host, Pt2 London, and this channel is where we take a look at ideas that empower the Black community and lead us to be more self-sufficient. Now, one of those ideas that I presented in my last channel, that's right, you guessed it. It's the Silver Bag Money Grab Challenge. It's the Silver Bag Money Grab. Funny money going bad. Fiat money growing fast. Better grab your silver bag. It's an opportunity to unite Black community to invest in a very underappreciated asset with a lot of utility, silver. Now, in this past week, a lot has been going on in the silver community, and isn't it ironic? As soon as I post my first YouTube channel, demand for silver goes crazy. I'm sure many of you were able to take advantage because retail outlets, they're sold out. Retail outlets are sold out. Now, we're going to talk about this for a little bit because this is very important. Last Monday, silver touched above $30 an ounce. It started to travel, and retail outlets across not only America, but in the world were doing record numbers for sales. Now, eventually this price got smashed back down to close to where we are right now, which is around $27 an ounce. But it just showed you the power of taking physical silver and holding it, taking it off the market, taking it out of the system and holding it yourself. The paper silver price, the SLV, the futures market in the COMEX, yes, it influences the price, but the fraud is now evident. Because how can the price go back down when we've had this great amount of evidence of enormous demand? So I want everybody who participated in the challenge, keep it up. Tell your 10 people, tell them to watch this video. Come to the Power4MyPpl YouTube channel. Like this video, subscribe. Yo, what we are trying to do is get 10 million Black people to invest in 10 ounces of silver. That's what the Silver Bag Money Grab Challenge is all about. We're just asking you to invest in 10 ounces of silver and then tell 10 other Black people to do the same thing. Kind of form an informal silver investment group. We'll use this channel as a silver mastermind. Now, the fundamentals are going to remain strong from a macro perspective as far as the silver industry goes. Recently, if you've been watching the news, Biden is pushing another $1 trillion stimulus package through. Okay, so what does that mean? That means the dollars in your pocket are going to be worth less. So if you're saving money, you want to save in real assets and alternative assets. You want to get yourself some alternative assets. Alternative to what? Alternative to the dollar system. I'm sure some of you have retirement packages, stocks, money in a savings account. We want to have something outside of that system, because if you don't trust the government 100%, why should you trust the dollar 100%? I want to show you something. This right here, you can recognize that. It's a $1 bill. At the top there, what does that say? At the very top, it says Federal Reserve Note. See, a lot of us don't realize this is debt. Yes, we use it in our bartering system. It's a national currency, but this is an IOU. This is someone's debt. Now, I'm going to show you something a little bit different. It looks the same. Its currency value is the same. But read what it says at the top. Can you see that right there? Good. It says silver certificate. That's because this particular bill was struck in 1957 when our fiat dollars were still backed by a real money, silver. So this could be traded in for silver. Yes, they look the same, but one is a note. We know what a note is. It's a liability. It's a bill. Car note, house note. We all got them. We've all paid them. Trying to get you to understand the difference between real assets, real money, and fiat currencies. In 1971, Nixon took us off the gold standard, and all the world's currencies became fiat. They became backed only by our confidence and pretty much pegged to the dollar, which was no longer pegged to gold or silver. Which is the reason I created the Silver Bag Money Grab Challenge, because it's such an undervalued asset. Silver is. It's so affordable. I remember Dr. Claude Anderson said in his book, Powernomics. If you haven't read this book, it's a great read. Dr. Claude Anderson, Powernomics. But one of the things he said in this book was, if we aggregated our money, Black people in America, we aggregated our money, we would be like the 16th largest country in the world as far as GDP and our wealth goes, as an aggregate together, because that's where our power is. Our power and our strength is when we do things together. So when we combine our wealth, like I'm suggesting in the Silver Bag Money Grab Challenge, there will be enormous benefits. Just imagine if only 10 people who are watching this video were to tell 10 others to do the same. Go out and get you 10 ounces of silver. Convince 10 people to do the same. If that continued on and compounded each day, in 1 week, we'll have 10 million Black people, all with 10 ounces of silver. And again, why is the silver industry so hot? Well, new president is already talking about the green revolution, green technology. We have to pretty much create technology that won't be as harmful to the environment and cause climate change. Now, this is really good for silver. I mean, if anytime you have any kind of technology that deals with any type of transportation, movement, or communication, you're going to be using silver. Again, I like other alternative assets such as gold and Bitcoin. I like some of the other altcoins, but a lot of those are not undervalued. So we know where the silver market is going, and we also realize that last year, because of our situation, there was a huge supply squeeze. I mean, nobody could work, so a lot of silver mines were shut off, which means production is probably backlogged. A lot of retail outlets, and I got a lot of great feedback, and I'm truly thankful for all of you all who gave me feedback and subscribed to this channel. I got some feedback from some people trying to purchase silver online, and they said that the retailers were all out. A lot of them have 10-day delays. Now, you want to try to find somebody who has inventory on hand, and make sure you ask them what they have on hand. But that just goes to show you can't just print silver out of thin air. It's going to take a while from it to be mined, refined, go from wholesaler to retailer. That takes a process. So its supply is inelastic. Even if the price skyrockets, it doesn't mean that miners are going to be able to flood the market with more supply. Now, what we like to bank on are macros such as industry demand. We're going to look at companies like Tesla, okay? Now, you have electric cars that use almost twice as much silver as internal combustion engines or gasoline-driven cars. Look at, you have countries like China who want to get their carbon emissions under control and have incentives for their populations to start moving towards electric cars. Look at states like California, who are mandating incentives when it comes to construction and roofing materials, having to use solar panels on newly constructed roofs. These are the industrial demands that are just going to make silver skyrocket. So when our 10 million black people take those 10 ounces of silver and hold it yourself, don't let anybody else hold it for you. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. And let me say this. This is just a friendly discussion amongst friends. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But once you get your 10 ounces, I want you to hold on to those 10 ounces of silver. And once those 10 million times 10 equals 100 million ounces are taken off the market, we're going to see how the price reacts. I want you to come back to this channel. I'll have videos every week following the silver market. And I suspect once these large industry corporate giants like Tesla start seeing investment demand pick up, they're going to say, hold up. Let me make sure that my silver supply is good. And then they're going to hoard. So you have a billion-dollar company hoarding silver. It's going to pump the price. So we can get in front of that. We can get in front of that right now. Again, it only takes us a week. The power of 10 people. 10 people to immediately act. And again, we want you to use a local coin dealer. If you can source your silver from a local coin dealer, that's the way you want to go. You definitely want to go to a local coin dealer. That face-to-face interaction can guarantee that, can cut down on things like fraud or counterfeiting and guarantee that you get the best deal. And you won't have to wait for delays. You can actually see what they have in inventory. I picked up some junk silver. Don't be fooled by the name. Junk silver is pre-1965 coins. Can you see that right there? The date on that is what? 54. That's a quarter. And then I have a couple of mercury dimes. Let's see, 19, looks like 24 and 1942. And here's the mercury dime. Let's see if you can see that. Now, junk silver, it's only 90% silver, but here's the thing. Number one, it's a national currency, so it's less likely to be counterfeited because counterfeiting a national currency comes with stiff penalties. You get flagged. In other words, felony. It's highly recognizable. If the dollar were to crash, this would definitely be your bartering right here. This silver right here would be some of the most liquid silver that you can own because we already recognize it. And yet and still, we wouldn't go by the currency value. We would still go by the weight. But they call it junk silver. Any silver before 1965, because that's when they totally demonetized the currency, took silver completely out of our coins, but pre-1965 coins. So it's good to have. They sell these in large bags, or some dealers will sell you as much as you want to buy. But yeah, I try to, when I can, just grab a little silver. I'm just asking you to stack 10 ounces in a savings account. This is something that you could maybe pass down to your kids. We're in the black community, we're lucky if our parents leave us a car, a house. A lot of times relatives leave us with bills, but how many times are you able to pass something down? Hopefully you have some insurance that you could pass something down, but this is an opportunity to pass down real assets. In 10 years, is the dollar today that you hold going to be worth more or less? The dollar doesn't have intrinsic value the way silver does. Silver's demand in industry is just going to go up. Now, I could talk all day about how silver is being manipulated, but I'm not going to do that. Last video, I talked about the almost $1 billion fine JP Morgan paid for manipulating the silver price. The Department of Justice called them a criminal organization and hit them with RICO charges. But instead of just continually talking about the manipulation, let's just all benefit from it. They manipulated silver and others continue to do the same thing. Well, the price is artificially low. Let's put ourselves ahead of it, because when the manipulation ends, it's going to skyrocket. I'm hoping that everybody takes advantage, and I appreciate all of those tuning in right now and smashing that like button. You can also find me on Instagram for my Power4MyPpl. Look me up on Instagram and continue to follow this challenge. This is an exciting time. Now, again, I'm going to start making some videos on other alternative currencies or assets rather, Bitcoin and some of the altcoins like Ethereum. But I want to drive it home on silver, because it's all about the mindset. Getting more of our community to become investors. One of my favorite authors is Robert Kiyosaki. A lot of his Rich Dad Poor Dad books have the same color theme, so I'm sure you've heard of his Rich Dad and Poor Dad series. But if you look at the top 5%, 1%, top 10% wealth in America, you're going to find that they're involved in investing in big business. A lot of us get our money from a job or we're self-employed. But the mindset of running a big business or investing is what's going to help us to build wealth faster. There's nothing wrong if you're self-employed, have your own business, but when you are the business, you're not making any residual income, money while you sleep, or money off of other people's efforts. So we want to have multiple streams of income and find ways that we can make some residuals, find ways that we can invest. And the silver industry is very simple. I know stocks and bonds might be exciting and they might take a little bit more homework, but you don't even have to think about real money. This is real money. The dollar was first defined as 371 and 4/16 grains of silver. And slowly but surely, our government has stripped the real money out of the system and convinced us to cherish these fiat federal notes, fiat currency. They do have value because we recognize it and we use it in our bartering system. Don't get me wrong. But anytime you can trade this in for some real assets, do it. Do it. No need to save a bunch of money in a depreciating asset. Just look at interest rates and where they're going. I mean, the last president was calling for negative interest rates. And a lot of countries around the world or some in Europe have already dabbled into negative interest rates. And if we truly gave a true reflection of CPI and didn't take out things that like food, energy costs, things that are really important to us, then we'd already be in negative rates, because the true inflation would be so high that it would push a low interest rate to negative. I think silver is going to make a huge move this year. And that's why I'm so excited that so many people are out there getting involved in the silver bag money grab challenge. I mean, what type of challenges do you think could truly benefit the Black community? And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And I appreciate you tuning in for Power4MyPpl YouTube channel. It's the silver bag money grab. Funny money going bad. Fiat money growing fast. Better grab your silver bag. Hey, tune in for the next video. I'll be coming back to you with some great information from the silver industry. It's It's good seeing everybody again. Keep subscribing, keep spreading this to other Black people. Let's keep spreading empowering ideas and ideas that'll help us and our community become self-sufficient. Have a great day.